I meet a lot of people who know how to do basic sewing, but they're a little intimidated by working on the clothes in their closet. In this video, I'm going to teach you my 4-step method for how I approach doing alterations. Most people skip the first 3 steps, but I think once you learn the first part of the process, it will help reduce some of that overwhelm and quiet that inner critic that's keeping you from giving it a go. If we haven't met, I'm a slow fashion designer, a sewing instructor, and former seamstress. So I have spent a lot of time working on alterations and teaching people how to work on their own. Once you learn this, you'll realize it's more doable than you think. And stick around for a bonus tip at the end, because this will help keep you out of trouble once you do gain some confidence. I'm experimenting with calling this process the double album approach because it's LLPP. So it's like an LP, but it's 2 of each. So it's a double album. The first L is look. When I worked at a summer camp, we would do an activity with the kids called a micro hike, where we would set up 1 square foot on the grass and they would just notice all the little details that they hadn't noticed before. What I want you to do is go on a micro hike with your clothing. And the first thing I want you to do is to turn it inside out, because you want to look at all of the seams. So this is we're just looking. We're just seeing all of the things that we can learn about this garment, even if we don't quite understand how it all works yet, what it all is yet, just like looking at all of the way it's put together. So you want to look at what kind of fabric is it? You know, is it a woven or a knit? Woven fabrics behave one way, knit fabrics behave another way. They each take a little bit different sewing. Does it have stretch? What kind of seams does it have? You know, does it have seams where the edges are bound, or does it have seams where the edges are enclosed? What kind of a hem does it have? Does it have any other details? Like this garment here has a little panel that's got elastic in it. So how is it all put together? Meanwhile, sort of thinking about, well, what don't I like about it? You know, what do I want to change? Do I want to make it smaller? Do I want to make it bigger? Which is always harder, but can be done. You know, for example, with this garment, we're going to cut it off and make this bottom part shorter. So just kind of really paying attention to what's already here and how it's constructed. Another thing to look for is how many pattern pieces does it have? It might not necessarily help you a lot with the alteration, but it just sort of gets that being more aware of your clothes and how they're made. So for example, this piece of clothing, we've got the skirt. The skirt has 2 pieces. Then this little elastic piece, you can see there's a seam here and a seam here. So that piece, and there's this piece is 1 that goes all the way around the back piece. And then we've got a front piece and another front piece. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. And then we have this little binding. So how are the edges finished? That's always a really good thing to look at. So the binding is also another piece. And then like things like hardware. Are there buttons, snaps, zippers, sliders, like all of that stuff. And then thinking about if you have to get inside it, like if it's a lined garment, or maybe it's like this, like a pair of jeans. So this pair of jeans is in process. There is a rip in the knee. But as you can imagine, trying to sew inside this leg, like trying to get your sewing machine up in there is tricky. I'm doing like a creative mend on this one, which I'll do another video about later. But trying to get your needle in and out there without like sewing the back of the pant leg, like that's tricky. So looking at like, how would you get into the part of the garment that you want to sew? In this case, what I've done is I've opened up the side seam, added a patch in there that I'm sewing on, and then when I'm finished, all I have to do is just sew that side seam closed again. So look for an upcoming video about that. But those are all the things to sort of think about. Just really go on that little mini hike with your item of clothing to see how it's all constructed, how it goes together, what needs to be taken apart, all of that. Sort of get all of that information. Maybe even take some notes, take some pictures, If you're going to be taking things apart, definitely take pictures before you take anything apart in case there are some details that you want to recreate later, because sometimes you're shortening things or taking things in, and you might end up having to take those pieces apart on your way to making the alteration, and later you might think, ooh, how did that go back together? I don't remember. So taking photos of the inside, the outside, finished corners, edges, all of those things is really helpful. Once we finish looking it over, that leads us into step 2, the second L, which is learn. So now you need to learn about the actual process that you're going to do. Say you're taking in a side seam, say you're shortening, you're taking up straps, maybe you're hemming it, whatever it is you're gonna do with this garment. There are tons of sewing resources out there. I will have more videos on this channel, but there are lots of great other YouTube videos out there. There are platforms like craftsy.com, which has a ton of great sewing videos for a relatively inexpensive price. There are local classes you could get if you want some hands-on, maybe a friend or family member sews and could help get you started. There are a lot of books. Kind of just think about how you learn best, and then go and search for information on how to do that thing and just learn about the process. Watch some videos about how to do it. Don't use your garment yet, you're just learning how to do it. What else you might want to learn is what other tools you might need. So you might need some special needles if you're working on knits versus wovens. They often use different sewing needles. Or if it's a heavier garment, you might want a thicker needle, higher number. You might want a twin needle. Sometimes that is great for stretchy seams. You might need a seam ripper. You might need special scissors. These are some scissors that I really like with the curve on them. They're great for trimming away things, for helping take things apart, because the curve naturally curves away from the garment, so you're less likely to accidentally snip your garment. You might need some rulers. So I really like little rulers. Sometimes it's helpful to have little rulers and seam gauges. At some point, you might get into wanting a style ruler like this. And a lot of people are like, well, how does that work? What's that for? So this curve here, that's your armhole curve on your shirt. Or this might be like a curve in your waistline. So that can be helpful if you're doing an alteration, say, and you're maybe taking in a side seam and you want to get a good line. Kind of checking what other tools you might need. Pins, you might need special pins if you're working on a really fine fabric like a silk or tanalon, a really fine cotton. You might need some really skinny, sharp pins. And those can make a big difference. Like quilting pins are great, those nice big quilting pins, but some clothing, you'll feel them stick, and you can actually snag the threads and start to damage the fabric with thicker pins. So once you've learned about the technique that you're gonna do, now it's time for practice. It's not the time to actually just jump in and sew. You wanna allow yourself to be bad at it. Because this is what holds a lot of us back, right? Like we're like, oh, I don't wanna do it wrong. I don't wanna mess it up, right? Well, don't do it yet. Practice it first. Get out your scraps. If you're working on an alteration and you had to cut off a piece, use that scrap. I mean, that is the best scrap to use. Whatever fabric that's left over or available from your current project, because that is going to behave the same in the sewing machine as what you're about to do. So save all your scraps, whatever you cut off. I used to have bins of I'd have a bin of pant hems, and I'd have a bin of bridesmaid hem. And I just kept all of it because periodically they were great scraps to test on. Sometimes you even use them for patching and repairs. So keep all your scraps. And once the bin gets full, then you can weed some of them out, or maybe try to do a scrap busting project to use them. If you're gonna use different fabric, you wanna make sure it's as similar to what you're gonna work on. So if it's a knit, if it's a woven, if it's thin, if it's thick, if it's stretchy, if it's not stretchy, try to match whatever you're gonna test on as close as you can to the actual garment that you're gonna work on. Go to the thrift store and find a garment that's similar. It doesn't matter if you hate it. It doesn't matter if it doesn't fit you. It doesn't matter if it's not the same color that you'd want or the right print. You just wanna find a garment that's similar to what you're working on and do that process on it. And like, you might feel bad that you've maybe killed this garment, but maybe you'll be able to pass it along to someone. Maybe not. But if that garment has already been passed along once, so you're giving it a second life as a practice, as a tutorial, as an educational moment. So that's worthy. It's okay to use it for that. And so at this point, you're gonna try that technique out. You're gonna actually try to, if it's a hem, you're gonna sew like 2 feet of that hem on a test rather than doing it on your garment first. Because if that does not coming out right, you don't have to take it out, and you're not risking damaging your garment in the meantime as well. And you get rid of a lot of frustration, because if you sew it on your actual garment and it doesn't come out right and you have to pick it out and redo it and pick it out and redo it and pick it out and redo it, like, you just give up and throw it in the bin and not see it for another year. So we want to like eliminate that, all of that stress and that overwhelm. And just kind of, it takes longer to go at it this way, but your results are often better if you just take a little more time to let yourself practice and let yourself just be bad at it. And then when that little, critic on your shoulder is like, oh, this is terrible, like this isn't coming out right, you just remind that little inner critic, look, I'm learning, I'm testing it out, I'm not on my actual garment yet, it's fine, we're just gonna keep working on this. And if it's really not working out, and you're having trouble like threading the machine, or you're having trouble with the bobbin, getting, if the thread's breaking, if you're getting bird's nests, ask for some help. Find somebody in your local area that can help you. Or you can check out, this might be helpful, I've got a freebie that is a start sewing checklist, which lists all those steps. Don't forget to lift your presser foot. It's all about learning to just get more confident with this, so that you get out of that little comfort box a little bit and start, doing more of these things. So even if it's something really super simple, like sewing on a button, but that still feels intimidating, just practice it, right? Just find a scrap piece of fabric, sew that button on, and if it doesn't come out looking the way you want it to look, snip it off and try it again until it looks good, and then you can snip it off and then take it to your real garment. That brings us to step 4, which is where a lot of people start, but that's not where you're gonna start, right? Step 4 is play. And the reason why I say play and not just like do the thing is because we still need to let ourselves like think about it as like not take it too seriously, right? Like it is clothes that we're gonna wear and that does reflect our personality, but at the same time, there are probably a lot of clothes in your closet. It's one piece, take the pressure off a little bit, right? But also, once you gain a little confidence in kind of getting more knowledgeable about your clothes and about the processes, and you can start to get a little creative. You can start to make it a little more yours. And if you're not sure, if you're like, I'm not creative, I think, I think everybody's creative. I think you're creative. Maybe you just don't know it yet, right? And so a good place to start is to look at other things that you like. What are other people doing when they're doing thrift flips or alterations? And then just kind of do that for a while. Like the great artists often started out copying somebody else's work until they got comfortable enough with doing the work that their brain started saying, oh, but what if we did this? And what if we did that? And then you can really start to make it your own and really start to like roll with it and just have some fun with it. And when that happens, that's where we need this little bonus tip. It's not a step, it's just a little bonus for you that I'm throwing in, which is, once you get good at this and start to show that you have some confidence about it, you might start talking about it. You might say, oh yeah, I hemmed it myself, or oh yeah, I did my own alterations. As soon as you do that, people are going to start bringing you their sewing. They're going to want you to hem their pants. They're going to ask you to, hem their daughter's bridesmaid dress. They're going to say, oh, could you just make me another pair of these pants? These are my favorite and they're falling apart. Believe me, I've had lots of people ask me that. And so my tip for you, which will hopefully keep you out of trouble, is learn to say no. Maybe not to everybody. There might be some people, some family members, some friends that you want to do it for. But it is harder to work on other people's clothes. There's more pressure, right? When you're working on your own, you know what your level of quality is that you need or that you care about. You might just fly through that hem because it doesn't need to be perfect this time. But as soon as you're working on somebody else's clothes, then you're thinking, well, what if they, what if they don't like the quality? What if they think this was the wrong thread color? What if my stitches are too big or too small? Or what if this was a little crooked, so I better take it out and redo it? And pretty soon you have spent hours and hours and hours, and maybe you don't charge them anything, maybe you undercharge them. Really common in sewing alterations is to undercharge for your time. It's really hard, especially with clothing and how inexpensive clothing is these days, in the way that the fast fashion universe has sort of developed. You can buy clothes for a lot less money than you can alter and repair clothes. It's just the way the world is right now. So I'm not sure how to fix that, but that's not what we have to worry about, right? What we're gonna do is just work on our own clothes. So I was listening to a podcast with the author of the book Eat, Pray, Love. Somebody said, "What's your advice?" And she said, "Disappoint someone today," which I thought was hilarious. But she said, people need to be disappointed. It's good for them. It makes them problem solve and it makes them figure things out. So it is a good thing to remember when somebody's asking you to hem their pants. So that's what I have for you right now. Today we talked about my 4-step method: look, learn, practice, and play, for how to go about altering the clothes in your closet. So now you can look at your clothes through a slightly different lens and maybe start making some changes. My goal is to help you build a wardrobe that you love by becoming your own seamstress, one garment at a time. If that sounds intriguing and maybe still a little intimidating, then consider subscribing and we'll work through this together. And if you're ready for more, check out this next video on how to spend less time with your seam ripper. Until next time, keep building a thoughtful wardrobe. Cheers.